Okay, this is the first time you ever got shot.
Yeah.
The guys who did it, I mean, do you know who they were? I mean, you knew the guy that was coming by, but the other two guys.
Nah, I never seen him in my life.
Okay. When you did wake up, was there a level of rage and anger and revenge and like, I can't believe these motherfuckers just shot me?
Nah.
No?
When I woke up, I felt like I hadn't even been asleep before like the night that it happened, but it ended up being like a few weeks later.
So
And
you were in a coma for weeks.
yeah, for like 3 weeks.
So you could have easily died that night.
Should have died that night, could have died that night, and didn't give a fuck if I died that night, to be honest. I just didn't care. And that goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of the conversation. It's like, when you're a child and you're being brought up in these situations, you're accustomed to the lifestyle, and you know what it is. Like everybody that gangbang know what it is, unless you go and get somebody that is like, I don't know, has issues, underlying issues with their health or something, or, mental, their mental state when they're younger. But other than that, anybody that is functioning normal as a child and or as a teenager and you join a gang, you know that with that comes jail, death, or a slippery slope that you may survive. So when it was time for me to, potentially like be out of here, I didn't give a fuck.
I mean, isn't it crazy now when you think about it? Because you have kids that are approaching this age.
Right.
And they were totally sheltered because dad has money and they don't have to grow up in this type of environment. They have no idea what it's like to not give a fuck that you live or die, or dealing with guns, drugs. Like, they have a totally different life than you. Does that bring you a certain level of pride that they didn't have to go through what you went through?
It brings me a level of pride, but it does. It brings a tremendous level of pride, right? Like, I can't thank myself enough. Like, I have a kid in college right now in his third year. He's a junior, my firstborn. He's on the cover of the documentary. Now he in college saying, which is crazy. Like, he just hit me daily. Like, yo, dad, I need money for groceries. Dad, my rent due. Dad, tuition. It's like that. And so I think that's cool. That's why I'm smiling now, because I think that's cool. I look at him and I'll be like, oh, boy, you don't have no idea, which is crazy because he does have some idea, because he was 3 and 4 and 5 when I was still in it. And so it's my younger children that don't have no idea about what's going on. And I think that that's cool.
Yeah.
The part about it that I don't, it's a small part, but it's a small part of it that I don't like, is that this generation, my kids included, they so soft, man. Like, they soft as hell, man. It's like everything hurt. Everything is paining them. Everything is like, what my son told me a few weeks ago, told me he was depressed about something. And I'm like, man, what you depressed about? He like, I'm trying to juggle football with my classes. I want to, the new 2K just came out. I just can't figure out how to do it all. And I'm just like, hey,
I wish I had your problems at your age.
Look, man. I'm like, look, let's do it like this. How bad you want to play football? He like, I want to play football. And I was like, school is, you have to do well at school. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, maybe you need to fall back on the video games. And so I let him govern himself accordingly. I'm like, look, give yourself a time to play and a time that, you just know that you have to do other things, and then grant yourself an adequate amount of sleep per night. And then let's revisit this in a week. We did it. And then we talked again in the week, and now I'm all good, Dad, I'm good. And I'm like, these are the conversations that we need to have with our children before TikTok gets in this suicidal, and this is a serious thing.
Yep.
These kids getting depressed and this emo music and them going on TikTok, and then next thing you know, your kid has hung itself in a room or shot itself because they can't figure out how to compartmentalize everything that they're going through. We didn't have nobody to run to. Your mom would just tell you, shut the fuck up and go upstairs, and that was it. Or you on punishment, or take everything out your room, and you just had to deal with it. You couldn't pull out your phone and Google self-help, or where do I go for this or where do I go for that? The internet has these kids in a whirlwind, man, and it's just making everybody so soft. And they got all these groups out here. Like you can't if you look at an owl wrong, it's like an owl, special owl group. They come and they're like, you can't look at the owl like this because we're the owl group. And if you got like there's a concrete ant group, like it's just all these different groups of people. So everything is so sensitive these days, man, that like it's just the world is just crazy, man. I feel like we on the verge, man.